Kingdom FM's Wednesday Weigh-In at the weekend.
So welcome to week 5, the start of week 5 already. So we're halfway through. I started at 15 stone and 4 pounds. And along the way, I lost 2 pounds, then lost £1.25, then stayed the same. And last week lost, 3/4 of a pound. £4.5 in total off, according to our Wednesday Weigh-In at the Weekend webpage, which you'll find at theniceguy.info/WWI. This week, I'm feeling quite confident this week, I have to say, because I moved into a new office. So I was out the house. I was actually sort of walking. I've got to walk even further from the train now when I get to work, and been a lot more walking about during the day. I've been out for a couple of runs again this week, and I feel I've been eating reasonably sensibly, I think. The only difference this week being that last night went out for a couple of pints of Guinness, but I mean that was last night, so I'm sure that won't have had an effect. And in addition to that, then walked down the road from the station and may have had a fish supper, but I'm sure that's not going to have any effect on today whatsoever. Of course, you realise that now that I've said that, that's absolutely going to have effect on today. I think we might be all right, though. Let's move across to the scales. We'll get them all warmed up and ready to go. And I stand on the scales as ever, and we come to a weight. We just let them kind of sort of calm down. And we have a new weight for this week. So, as ever, I've got to write these things down, because once we start dealing in fractions and stuff like that, it then gets quite confusing. Right, where was I last week? 15 stone 13 and a half. Sorry, I was 14 stone 13 and a half. I wish. Right, 14 stone 13 and a half. So, that cannot be right. There is no way that this can be right. According to the scales, this week... No, surely not. This week I've put on 3 pounds. How on earth could that be even vaguely close to being right?
It's absolutely unbelievable. I cannot, for the life of me, work out how I can put on 3 pounds. Now, at this point, there's a whole load of things that I want to say. There was different things that we were going to do with the vodcast this week, but I think it's just got to be all about what just happened. So I put on 3 pounds this week. I've always said that weighing ourselves every week is in a lot of ways the worst thing that we can do, because you're only ever going to get sort of little changes, and I think it's much better doing it sort of over say a month or something like that, because then there will be weeks where you go up and weeks where you go down, or you'll have bad weeks and you'll have good weeks, but it'll kind of even itself out over the four weeks of a month. But by the same token, you maybe don't have the same motivation if you're doing it over a month, and it's quite easy to fall by the wayside. But to put on 3 pounds just seems absolutely unbelievable. But it's kind of like it was at the start of the weigh-in last year. So I don't really know what happened. And you at this point you then start analysing all the different things. Like, for instance, I had a couple of pints of Guinness last night. Was that what it was that did it? But then there was a lot more exercise. There was a lot more walking this week. There was out running and all that sort of stuff. And then you think, well, is it the way that I'm dressed this week? Because normally I'd have a t-shirt on, and it's different jeans this week. Are these jeans heavier than the other ones? And then you start analysing what you've eaten as well. So I had my breakfast slightly later. So maybe it's something to do with that, and I had a cup of coffee when I came into the studio. So maybe it's that as well. Maybe that's all adding to it. But then, is that 3 pounds worth of extra weight? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. So it's absolutely baffling. But then maybe this is a good thing that this has happened this week, because maybe what we need to do then is do something amazing this coming week, so that when we get to Saturday and the start of week 6, that we see a really good difference. Maybe this is the week that I get a kick up the backside and I put the effort in to make the second half of the Wednesday Weigh-In 2011 a remarkable campaign. You will be able to follow my progress this week via our webpage. It is theniceguy.info/WWI, capitals, by the way, for that end bit there. You'll be able to follow my progress, because every single thing that I do this week, from what I eat, from what sort of exercise I do this week, how many steps I take, all of that sort of stuff is all going to be on there. So you'll basically get a sort of day-to-day idea of my progress, because when we get to Saturday next week, there's absolutely no way I'm going to accept anything like a weight gain or staying the same. It's got to be weight loss this week, and it's got to be blooming good. You can find out how I get on the podcast next Sunday here.